Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Be Perfectly Blended. If you've been here before, thanks so much for coming back. And if this is your first time, thanks so much for clicking on. In today's video, I am making chicken enchiladas for dinner. I am also going to be washing some dishes, cleaning my kitchen, mopping the floor, and one of my grandsons is here for a visit. Thanks so much for coming along with me this evening. Oh yeah, and we also made an apple pie earlier today with apples from my son's tree. If you haven't seen that video, you can go back and look at that. So I'm going to go ahead and start by taking some butter and just greasing up my pan here to put my enchiladas in. Here, I'm just going to go ahead and open up my cans. I have a can of enchilada sauce, red enchilada sauce, and then I also have a little can of green chilies and some black olives that I'm going to put on top of half of the enchiladas towards the end. You can see my grandson in the background running back and forth. So cute. Now I'm going to go ahead and boil my chicken breasts. I actually got these chicken breasts on sale at Grocery Outlet for a pretty decent price. And so, yeah, I just put a little seasoning in the water, some salt, and I'm going to go ahead and let those boil. And now I got this onion from my son's garden. And so it does still kind of have the root part on and everything. So I'm cleaning that off. So here's what it's looking like. And I'm just going to go ahead and dice it up real quick and just put a little butter in the pan and saute the onions up and then add it to the chicken breast later. It's boiling. These onions are like the perfect size for dicing up, and I'm just doing this to add a little extra flavor to the chicken breast. I am boiling this water back here in this pot back here for the rice. I am making just some cilantro rice out of the box. Here is my little guy. He was fighting his sleep, but here he is. He fell asleep, and I will move him to the couch momentarily. But I am going to take advantage of this time and try to get my enchiladas rolled up and in the oven while he's asleep. Now that my chicken breasts are done, I'm going to go ahead and take those out and put those to the side and let them cool for a minute before I attempt to shred them. Now I'm just going to go ahead and add the rice to the water. Again, I just followed the directions on the back of the box, and this is a cilantro rice. And so once I got that all situated, I just put it back here and let it do its thing. And now I'm using some kitchen scissors, and I'm just going to go ahead and chop up or cut up my chicken breasts here. And then once I get them cut up enough, and I did wash my hands, I'm going to go ahead and season the chicken breasts with some salt and pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder. And then I will use my hands to shred the rest of the chicken. And then that way, as I'm doing it, it will kind of all mix together with the seasonings that fell through to the plate and kind of get all the chicken coated with the seasoning. I really should have used a larger pan. But anyways, my onions were nice and caramelized here in the pan. So I'm just adding the chicken and kind of, mixing it all together. I'm going to go ahead and add some of the enchilada sauce. It is already smelling so good. And then I'm just going to do that in some layers, add some more chicken. And then I'll top it off with a little bit of more seasoning of just my onion powder and garlic powder and some pepper. And once I have it all mixed back together, since the chicken's already cooked, I'm really just mixing it all together, warming it all through together. And then I'm going to stick it back on the plate here so that I can, actually I'm going to grab a new plate. And then I'll stick it on there and get ready to put my enchiladas together. All right, everything is pretty much ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and just drizzle some sauce in the bottom of my casserole dish here. And then I'm going to take some sauce and pour it onto my flour tortilla and use a spoon and just spread it around. And then I'll go ahead and add my chicken and my cheese. And then roll it up and place it in. And then I'm trying to push it in as much as possible so that I can fit them all in and that they will also stay rolled up as I put them in. I've also made these with corn tortillas as well, which I actually prefer corn tortillas flavor-wise over flour tortillas, but I feel like flour tortillas kind of absorb the sauce a little bit more and they don't like break apart as much. Almost done, just one more to go. I think I can get one more in there. My last one, all the chicken is gone. My grandson fell asleep in the high chair. I put a picture in, video in, or it might have already been put in. But yeah, so I'm trying to get this done real quick. So my last little one, I always start doing it like a burrito and then remember. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll this one up. Smush it in here, and then gonna wash my hands one more time. The rest of the sauce and pour it over. This smells so good. All right, and then put lots of cheese. And I've used corn and flour, but I feel like the flour kind of, I don't want to say sops up the sauce, but anyways, there we go. There she is. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in the oven. There's my rice. I'll get rid of this. And I'm going to put my oven on just on 350 and just put it in for about 25 minutes or so till it kind of warms all the way through and all the cheese and everything's melted. So, yum. All right, there we go. Get ready to clean. All right, well, now that that's in the oven, I guess I'll go ahead and pick the kitchen up and get everything kind of put away, cleaned up, and wiped up. As I've mentioned before, and if you've ever watched previous videos, I try to clean as I go, but I really am kind of a messy cook. And then once I get it, get it all where it needs to be in the oven and things cooking as they need to be cooking, then I go back and clean. So yeah, just getting it all straightened up here real quick. Leave a comment down below and let me know, do you clean as you go, or do you, once you get everything in the oven and cook, and then clean everything up? Or do you do half and half? I feel like I'm kind of half and half, but anyways, definitely got a lot more cleaning up once things are in the oven. So, yeah, just going to go through here, wipe everything down. And now I'm going to go ahead and give my floor a good sweeping. I could just feel stuff. And then whenever you have like shredded cheese and things like that, I feel like it gets down there. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a good sweep. But then I'm going to come back and finish up dinner and all that before I actually mop the floor. Look at all that. It's kind of amazing what can accumulate on the floor so quickly. And there she is, all melted and yummy and ready to go. The rice is perfect. I did add a little bit more butter to it. But yes, dinner was very, very yummy. And so now I'm going to go ahead and pick up my living room a little bit. My little guy is still asleep over here. So I'm just going to go through and pick up the toys, mainly all the balls. My grandson's into soccer, so we had the 2 cones and the soccer ball out. A lot of fun, super cute. Got to slow down and take me a little water break real quick. And then I'm going to go ahead and go into the kitchen. I am going to do the dishes first, but I do want to show you, I completely forgot that this was downstairs. It is a Swiffer that has like a little vacuum for the floor, but I'm going to show you how I kind of used it as a mop. But first I'm going to go ahead and tackle these dishes. So I'm going to fill my sink up with my warm water, splash of bleach, and some Dawn dish soap. I did have quite a bit of dishes, so I'm giving them a little scrub and then just putting them over here in the sink to soak. So what I did, because you can put a dry pad on this, it has the corners to tuck it in. I did go and buy the wet pads just to try it. I put them in a Ziploc bag because it's easier to store them in my drawer. And then I put them on and I just use this like I would the Swiffer mop. If you've seen any of my previous cabin videos, I used a Swiffer mop. So I just did that here just to kind of get the idea, and it worked nicely. I'm definitely going to buy myself a Swiffer mop. I do want to be able to push down harder, which I did not do here because this has a little vacuum on it. But I love the fact that I can get deep in these corners here, like one of my viewers had suggested, and I can get right underneath my oven drawer here. I just really, really did like it. So anyways, thumbs up for that. And I'm off of my hands and knees. I still will do my floor on my hands and knees every now and then, but yeah, definitely like the Swiffer. So here's what it is looking like. I feel good about it. So I'm going to go ahead and put my little mats back down. I want to thank you so much for coming along with me this evening as I prepared dinner for my family and then got my kitchen together. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Give a thumbs up.